I've got my hands on Apple's new 13-inch MacBook Pro with the M2 processor. Let's compare it to the 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro. Welcome everybody to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here, and you can find me on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe and enable those notifications so you don't miss a single video. Here I have Apple's all-new 13-inch MacBook Pro with its new M2 processor, the next generation of Apple Silicon. But it's just the first of the M2 series, and there are still a lot of other laptops out there running M1 variants. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing this guy, which is my 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro processor, to Apple's new M2 processor in this 13-inch MacBook Pro. There's quite a difference in performance, specs, and price. So let's go ahead and dive into all of these details. Let's start this off by talking about the design of these two machines, which is a bit weird, isn't it? I mean, we're talking about the design, and nothing is particularly new. The 14-inch has been out for a little bit now, so there's nothing new here that you guys probably haven't seen. We have quite a few ports, including a MagSafe 3 port, 2 Thunderbolt ports or USB-C ports, and a headphone jack down the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, we have that XD card reader, another USB-C Thunderbolt port, and an HDMI output. So we got some good ports here on the 14-inch MacBook Pro. The 13-inch MacBook Pro, it too has not changed in many years. So this is nothing new in terms of the exterior hardware of the 13-inch MacBook Pro. It looks the same as the last generation, which looked the same as the generation before that. So there isn't a ton visually that we can get from this thing. I mean, port-wise, you got 2 Thunderbolt ports, USB-C ports on one side, and headphone jack on the other. Nothing exceptional, no MagSafe, no other changes to the body of the 13-inch MacBook Pro. In fact, when we open things up, you'll see something else that has still hung around for quite some time, and that is a touch bar. That's right, folks. We still have a touch bar on the M2 MacBook Pro, which is something that Apple has discontinued from all its other machines. To be honest, I still love the touch bar. I think it's amazing, and using this makes me miss it even more than I already did. But the touch bar, it is still retaining on this 13-inch MacBook Pro. That's how little Apple changed about the hardware here compared to the last generation. So here's the rub, right? If the 13-inch hardware hasn't changed, what are we doing with this video? Well, we're really talking about the M2 that's on the inside, that second generation Apple Silicon, and how it compares to the 14-inch MacBook Pro and its entry-level unit with the M1 Pro processor. So on the entry-level side, the 13-inch MacBook Pro with an M2 is an 8-core chip. The entry-level 14-inch MacBook Pro with an M1 Pro is an 8-core chip. But the M1 Pro has a 14-core GPU, whereas the M2 still only has a 10-core GPU. But there are upgrades galore on the 14-inch MacBook Pro because you can opt for a 10-core CPU of the M1 Pro or a 10-core M1 Max, and you have options for a 16, 24, or 32-core GPU inside of the 14-inch MacBook Pro. So base unit-wise, they felt pretty similar with the M1 Pro and the M2, but by the time you're upgrading, the 14-inch MacBook Pro gets much, much faster, especially on graphical tasks and video production. The biggest thing I think coming from the M1 to the M2 on the 13-inch is it has those newfound video capabilities. So it's able to export videos faster with a dedicated hardware encoded video encode and decode engines. If you're exporting some videos from just iMovie or even Final Cut, they should be a bit speedier, and they definitely are a bit speedier here on the M2 13-inch MacBook Pro. If I could just interrupt myself for one moment, I have to thank our sponsor for this video, Jamf. Jamf is the de facto standard in Apple mobile device management, and it's trusted by more than 62,000 businesses, schools, and hospitals. Apple's exceptional hardware is only half of the equation. How you secure, manage, and empower your users with that technology is the other half, and Jamf makes that happen. Jamf has the ability to scale to any business, whether you've got just a handful of iPhones or iPads or tens of thousands of iPhones, iPads, Macs, or Apple TVs, Jamf can be your solution. Jamf is ready to scale to any size business, whether you've got a handful of iPads or you have tens of thousands of iPhones, iPads, Macs, and Apple TVs. Jamf can be the solution. Recently, it introduced App Installers, which is an automated way for IT teams to update third-party Mac apps when a new version is released. Jamf automatically sources, packages, and deploys the new versions, ensuring users have the latest features and security patches. On a personal note, I've actually had the opportunity to sit down with several organizations that have rolled out Jamf MDM solutions in their businesses, and they have always spoken extremely highly of Jamf software and credited it with making all of their goals a reality. You can get started today and start your free trial by following the link that is down in the description or by heading to jamf.com. Thank you again very much to Jamf for sponsoring this video. A couple other differences between the chips in these machines. The 13-inch MacBook Pro with the M2, it starts off with 8 gigs of memory and you can get up to 16 gigs, whereas the M1 Pro inside of the 14-inch MacBook Pro, it starts off with 16 gigs of memory, but especially when you outfit it with the M1 Max, you can get up to 64 gigs of unified memory inside of the 14-inch MacBook Pro, so a lot more headroom there. You can also upgrade to a whopping 8 terabytes of storage in the 14-inch MacBook Pro. Those chips in the MacBook Pro are also capable of powering more external displays. You can power a single 6K display with the M2 in the 13-inch MacBook Pro, but you can get up to, I believe, 2 6K displays with an M1 Pro, or 3 6K displays and a 4K display with an M1 Max inside of the 14-inch MacBook Pro. So after quite a bit of testing, here are my biggest takeaways between these two machines. They're both incredibly capable, and hopefully this will help you make a more informed decision if you're debating between these two models. If we're talking about base units, there isn't a ton of a difference in terms of daily use and performance. There's just not. The M2 is definitely more capable than the M1, and when I'm just doing things like opening apps and navigating Finder, going through Safari, watching videos, consuming content, dealing with Pages or Word, mail, all of that stuff, it's really the same. I wouldn't have been able to peg which one was an M2 versus an M1 Pro in any of those common daily tasks. So if that is your judgment, save the money and go with an M2 inside of a 13-inch MacBook Pro. There are many more differences when you jump up to the higher configurations of the 14-inch. Obviously, you can get up to a 10-core M1 Pro or a 10-core M1 Max, and all the way to that 32-core GPU in here. Those are the reasons that set this machine apart and would make you go for the 14-inch over the 13-inch. Not an M1 Pro versus an M2, but a higher core M1 Pro or an M1 Max or the higher GPU options, not base configurations. While I'll advocate for buying the 14-inch MacBook Pro if you want any of the higher-end configurations, I am not going to say as a blanket statement it is worth buying the M2 over the base model 14-inch. The base model 14-inch still has quite a lot going for it that makes it still a good choice between these two machines. Aside from that, you start with more memory. It has a much nicer screen. I love the screen on the 14-inch MacBook Pros with a mini LED, and it can get up to twice as bright. You also have all the ports on here, MagSafe, additional Thunderbolt, plus a card reader. It's very handy for a lot of common tasks. So I still think that there are people who may want this, or if you're using that webcam a lot and want to go from the 720p on a 13-inch to 1080 on the 14-inch. It may be worth that hundreds of dollar difference between these two machines. But if we're just talking performance, you want great performance, you'd want something a little beefier than the new MacBook Air, but you don't want to spend as much as the 14-inch MacBook Pro, you should feel very happy with the new M2 MacBook Pro. Apple didn't change much here, but I still love to see a new machine still shipping with a touch bar. I miss it on my laptop a lot, so it was nice to be able to hang out with it and use it again after not having it for quite a bit now. Let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in the new M2 MacBook Pro? If so, I've got a link for you and some deals already down below in the description. Let me know your preference between these two models down below in the comments or on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. Otherwise, stay tuned. Have more videos coming your way very soon.